And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Y'all already know this your boy Sixxcess. What's up, Jezebel?
Oh
What's
no, I'm
up?
not Jezebel. I am
Yeah,
Tanya. Hey
that's right,
y'all.
y'all. Look, that's right. We got to make sure we remember that the new name Tanya. Have we figured out what the end of is going to be yet, or we just
Um,
going straight up Tanya?
Tanya Cash, Tanya C. It's either gonna have to be one of those. I'm still playing with it, but definitely keeping the Tanya up in there.
I got to remember that, and it says it right at the bottom, y'all. But for
Tanya,
almost 2 years, I've been saying, "What it do?
Jezebel.
What it do? What's been good?" Well, Tanya, how was your weekend?
My weekend it was good. I had a few friends. Well, okay, so I had my one of my good male friends. He had a birthday party on Friday. One of my best girlfriends had her dinner party on Saturday, and
Nice.
yesterday was my dad's birthday, so I spent most of my time at the cemetery with him. So
Okay.
it was a Pisces eventful weekend. They play a big part of my life. I have a lot of friends. My first love was a Pisces, so my
Oh,
dad was a Pisces, so I'm always celebrating them. But
well,
that's it. That's how my weekend was. How was the show? Wait a minute,
look.
wait a
So
minute, wait a
the show was
minute.
good. The show was good. The show was good, guys. Like I'm trying to tell you, like I'm learning more and more about myself, my skill set, and every show that I do, and it's like, yeah, really great. I'm happy that I had a chance to do this show. Tucker was a nice place to do shows at, right? Tucker, Georgia, is a nice place. The spot bar and grill was nice, so it was a real good show. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was I was pretty drunk as hell after the show because we pretty much celebrated really big.
Drunk?
Man, they was giving me like shots that was like this much in a cup, so I knew there wasn't real shots. Had to be triples, quadruples, maybe even.
Oh wow.
But you know my saying, when in Rome, you know how that goes. So this thing happened. This thing happened, and I looked at my clock. It was about 2 o'clock, and then it said 3 o'clock in the morning. And I realized that I was there to about 3 o'clock in the morning because time jumped forward on your boy.
Yeah, that was I couldn't figure it out because I was looking at my phone and then I was looking at my phone and now I was looking at my alarm clock. Yeah, I'm old fashioned. I still have an FM AM alarm clock. And I'm like,
Right,
what the hell is going on? Did I change the time?
right.
Yo, it took me until this morning to realize y'all, I'm so out of touch with like the real world. Like I'm in my
Yes.
own bubble. It took me until this morning before I was like, shit, I had to Google it. Did time go forward? It said yes. I said, oh shit.
Mind
Yeah.
you, everyone was telling me at the show, or everyone that's smart was like, time's about to go forward. And I was like, huh? Not paying any attention to it. Then it hit 3 o'clock, and I go to the DJ. I'm like, bro, look at the time. He pulled his speakers. Phew, it's time to go. It's 3 o'clock. Oh my God, show's supposed to be over at 2. That's what
We
I
lost
said.
we lost the hour. Yeah, I wouldn't even realize it honestly. Because I don't know what I was asleep. But I wonder why I was up so early today. I was up at like 4 or something and I was like, I feel good. And I was like, why the fuck why am I up and I'm not
Yeah,
tired, right? I got
right, right.
an extra hour of sleep, you guys.
Well, that's if you were asleep. The people that were up grinding didn't get that extra hour.
Aw,
So
yeah.
you know how that goes. Well, let's. A lot of stuff has been happening in the music world, obviously.
I
But
mean,
before we get into the business and stuff, let's get into the entertainment and stuff. Cause I have Facebook in an uproar, mainly the ladies of Facebook, and
oh really?
that's old book. Yes, I didn't know Lil Durk saying that he chose his wife because of her low body count would create such an uproar, but I shared it. And that was one thing that got the people going. Now, Jezebel.
Now, were they for him saying that, or were they like, "Oh, he's a hypocrite," blah
Jezebel,
blah blah blah
let me tell you something, Tanya. When I read these comments, I was a little afraid. Half of the comments says things like women are lying about their body counts and not telling the truth. Half of them saying that men shouldn't believe women anymore when they share their body counts because they can lie and they believe that Lil Durk is an idiot. Now, these are mostly women. And I was raised with the question, are women lying with their body count just to get the guys that they want? What is a real reason to lie about the body count?
let, let,
Um,
let me just say this here. Who the hell is still asking and talking about body count? Because to me, if you're worried about, let's say, a guy, like I feel like if a guy is worried about a woman's body count, um,
yeah,
I wouldn't say that that's true, Lil Durk. That's the reason why he chose her. I think he just said that for shock value. Because honestly, as many women as he slept with, like, and if you're the same age as your partner, or they're older, or you're older, like you should expect them to sleep with just as many
right.
people as you did.
Well,
Um,
Dirk has six baby mothers,
mhm.
six children by six different baby mothers. And that has been the talk of the town. Now, me personally, I'm willing to say that what if he only had, I want to play devil's advocate. What if he's only had six partners and all six of those women got pregnant?
You also gotta ask, what does he mean low? Because 25 could be low compared to 500.
So, a great friend of mine came with a great analogy. A body count does not matter unless you're talking about the body count within your circle.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Right. So I'm thinking that, like, it doesn't matter who she's had sex with, as long as it's not someone in the industry that I'm bumping elbows with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's good. I really, I admire India. It's not too many of these rappers, baby mamas that I like. Like, I don't care for Jada. I don't care for RA. I don't care for a lot of them. But her, I think she's really classy. She carries herself very well. She's not out here doing the most. Like, she carries herself like a lady. Like, her daughter should look up to her. So I'm glad he chose her, and I would believe that she's not out there like that. You can tell by her Instagram, her social media presence, as opposed to a Jada or Ari. Like, she's not as provocative, and doesn't exploit her body as much as these other baby mamas out here.
Yeah, yeah. Now I don't pay attention to the social world of people's girlfriends and wives and stuff like that. I mean, besides Beyonce and Kim K, I know their situation because I watch them on TV all the time, obviously.
Yeah,
So,
I really admire India. She's like probably the only one of the baby mamas, rapper baby mamas, that I follow, because
So Lil Durk did a good thing, made a good decision
yeah,
there.
yeah, I definitely think so. I'm glad he proposed to her. And like she said, don't worry about what she say. My fiance say, go get you one. Like, yeah, put them hoes in a place, India. I like
Yeah,
that.
put them in their place, India. Now, speaking of in their place, I'm glad that you used those words to end that segue. Because did you see Jesse Smollett's new place that he's been put in?
Well, I didn't get to see it. I saw headlines. I heard that he got found guilty, and he's doing, I think, was it 80 or 130 days in
He's
jail.
doing 150 of them things.
Okay, so I was way off, but I was closer with the 130 days in jail. I mean, I feel like that's
Well,
fair.
he wishes that your numbers 80 was was right. So,
I think he deserves to be where he's at. I think
ding.
I don't like what he did. Especially with the being a Trump supporter. Using that as an angle, I just think it was tasteless. It was trashy.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
Mm-hmm.
story was just full of mess. And he should have chose some guys that wasn't going to fold so easily, because if they didn't fold, I mean, they probably could have rolled this thing out a little longer. But
Well, I mean, if they didn't fold, then they would have became criminals. So it's like either we're the criminals or he's the criminal. Someone has to be the criminal in this. So it's
yeah.
obviously the actor who did bad acting.
Hmm.
He failed a valuable role. His biggest role, he failed it. However, he does have a few movies that he has dropped since then and are running right now. but he got an inside look of his new cell, and it's looking a little weird. Especially for a guy who says he's not suicidal. It looks like they put him in a suicidal ward.
I mean, well, I mean, he's there. He might as well, that's what he's attracted to. He might as well go ahead and find him a man while he in there. Shit.
Well, see, the thing about it is,
Go ahead and have a couple of
I've never seen
rendezvous.
a Chicago prison, at which is where he is. He's at the Cook County Department of Corrections, maximum security. That's crazy, right? Yeah, my man is at the maximum security. My man has one bed in his room, so he does have a private suite at the prison. Yeah, this is a
Call,
bad situation for my man Jesse.
call me wrong, but anytime I think of like, let's say, lesbian or gay guy going to a prison with their same gender,
You
I
think?
would think it's a field day. Like, go ahead and bust it wide open. That's freaking.
Come on now, Jesse.
That's just what I be thinking. Like, I mean,
Come
you got
on.
the pick of the litter, like literally, like they're
No,
like,
no, but you supposed,
yeah.
but that derails, and I don't want to like be partaking in this, but that derails him looking for a good man. Like does he, does he,
Okay.
it's like
I
it's
mean,
like he trying to like, what if he's trying to keep himself clean, wholesome, and he up in there running around with scoundrels, murderers, dealers, and whatnot? Come on now, you can't bring that home to dad and mommy.
okay, all right.
No,
Okay, I get it. I get it. But speaking of bad acting, I'm sorry. I am glad that what was it? Power Book Ghost 2. I'm hoping I was hoping that they killed Monet off.
whoa.
Yes, she is Mary J. Blige is the worst actress I've ever seen in my
Now let me
life.
tell you one thing for certain. I watched that old I watched it and I was loving it. I thought that they was gonna kill Monet too, but I really enjoyed how it ended as opposed to her dying. It
It
leaves
didn't
a
make
little.
sense. Let me just say this: Courtney Kemp did lazy writing on this season. I think it's very like none of the shit makes sense. Like she dropped the ball too many times this season. Like it just didn't make sense. Like that, the ending would even end that way.
It's like a bunch
Um,
of snitches, just a bunch of snitches running
not
around.
not even not even that. Just the bad writing with the Zeke's age and the storyline behind that. And
Man,
just to
man.
speak on, I like CK a little bit, but I feel like she always talks about putting her personal experiences in writing, and I'm like, damn, you got to be a really fucked up person, like there's no like really up moments in Power if you realize that, as opposed to Force. Like if you've been watching Force right now, like there's moments where it's like, yeah, the show ends, and you're like, okay, with
Yeah,
her, it's just like everything is just like depressing and like down, and nobody's ever gonna get out, and nobody's ever gonna smile or be happy. Uh,
yeah.
I just,
It's a moment everywhere. It's a moment. It always turns to some treacherous.
I'm glad she went to Netflix. Must I say, I am ecstatic that she's at Netflix.
Her
No,
writing, she's good for Netflix writing.
I don't know, but I'm tired. Her power, right? We're getting tired of her, and then she's getting lazy with it. Like you can't. It's no way you're making that many mistakes.
Man,
Now,
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I do be getting bored with shows anytime it gets around the third or fourth season. So
yeah. So, let's speaking of Force and just movies in general or shows in general. Today it came to my mind. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I don't like to see sex on TV. And I think it's more so now that I don't care to see sex on TV, and it's because I don't want to see anyone having sex. I don't want to see male on male sex. I don't want to see female on female sex. And now I don't want to see male on female sex because I feel like if shows open a door to show heterosexual sex, then they have to show homosexual sex, which a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but some people are just don't want to, aren't comfortable with.
like I'm kind of with you on that. I feel
Yeah.
like TV is a place that needs to be regulated. Like there's a section for that, right?
Mhm.
And I should be able to click on a section that says family TV, even if it's cable, and know that I'm gonna be safe in what I'm watching. I mean, like there are plenty of things that you can watch if you want to see some type of porn and weird porn at that. Like I don't be feeling that, and I always find it interesting, not just the writers, but the people who find those type of scenes like interesting or needed for TV.
And it is needed for TV because when you think about Power in the beginning, like it wasn't so much of that. This last season with Power Book goes to I don't know how to say.
Power been having a lot of too much sex since the beginning.
No, I'm talking about like not heterosexual sex, the other.
Yeah, nah,
I I feel like
yeah,
in
boy.
the beginning we had an option. If we wanted to see homosexual sex, we would watch Empire. If we didn't care for it,
Even that was too far. That's why I stopped watching Empire.
we will watch Power. And it just seems like now, like you don't even have a choice of a show it's just in your face everywhere. So I feel like there should be no sex on shows, period. Because how they look at it is if you put a guy and a woman having sex in a show, you gotta have a man and a man having sex. And it's and not even to add to it, I mean, I would say it's just attacking our culture, but I see it in other shows as well. So I can't even say like they're trying to emasculate
They
black
got it in
people.
Disney shows. They got it in cartoons now. They got to jump the Proud Family. They say it's going crazy right now. The Proud Family, bigger and prouder, is apparently like really promoting all type of homosexuality. Now, it's no. I think that should just be a choice, right? And I see a lot of people say that that's an agenda. I see a lot of people say that they're trying to turn our kids gay and things like that. I understand that now. As a kid, I used to think these were kid shows. Shows were for kids, right? But realistically, y'all, if you're not watching Cocomelon or Schoolhouse Rock or stuff like that, are you really watching TV for kids? I mean, mostly adults now pull up and watch a good cartoon or a good animated series. So we understand now it's not just the kids. They're not trying to cater to kids anymore. They're trying to cater to every adult that's watching. So now we ask ourselves, what do we really want to watch on TV, or do we really want to watch TV? Maybe we can put people in a position where they can watch Boss Biz Radio all day long on YouTube. Because that's what things people want to watch now. Podcasts are big. People
Yeah.
don't really want to watch weird stuff anymore. Unless they subscribe to it and type it in.
Yeah, but you don't even have a choice nowadays, and I understand equality and everything. But I'm not saying that. You know what? I am saying this.
No, like they gotta
I
start. They got.
I have to admit.
I propose that they start doing. If they're gonna do it, do cutscenes away, right? Start like, come on, it should start in the beginning. In the beginning phase is how it was like watching Everybody Loves Raymond. They start off with a hug, and then it comes back. They all under the cover sweating and stuff. We already
Yeah.
assume what they did.
Uh-huh.
It shouldn't just be like we got to watch this and get a whole full play by play. We privacy. We don't need that. We don't need that. That's how
Yeah.
they filling up 10 minutes. And really, if they do that 3 times in a movie, that's 15 minutes of a whole TV show. That's only already 40 minutes that they've crammed 15, 20 minutes of that. So, okay.
Well, you know what? And I am biased because I don't know if you guys watched the last episode of Power, but I did enjoy the sex scene with Diamond. So maybe I'm being a little but I still, it was just too long. I mean, of course, all the
Excuse me?
ladies wanted to see Diamond, but the scene was just a bit. I wish, I had to turn it. It was loud. I had to turn it down. My mama in the
Now, is this power force?
no, yeah. This is for last time.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
What
Let
was
me tell you.
happening?
Can I tell y'all the honest truth? I haven't seen any of the powers.
What do you mean?
I haven't seen any of the powers since the Power Force. I haven't seen any of it.
You mean since the original?
No,
You
since
have
Power Force. I stopped watching it after Ghost Book Power Book 2.
Oh, okay. So you didn't watch Raising Canaan or the one right now with Tommy?
I haven't watched none of the one with Tommy. None of it.
Oh, oh yeah. I like whoever the writer is. The story makes sense. I'm following it, and I'm glad Courtney had nothing to do with it.
I'm just gonna wait till the season end. Like one thing about touring, what I'm realizing about touring is I have to sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
my personal time, and I
Yep.
gotta like really choose
What?
how to use it and what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So real
Yep.
for I really TV shows and stuff like that are the first thing to go.
Yep. It's
Uh,
it's hard to find. You have to really like schedule TV time. Like I have TV time scheduled, and it's usually right before I go to sleep. So
yeah.
if I fall asleep and I miss it, oh well. The next day, then when I'm falling asleep, I'll catch the rest of it.
What's crazy is I put in my schedule spend time with the wife. That's it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If she turns on something on TV, if she doesn't turn on something on TV,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may be, I'm just in her presence. I don't even really be caring.
That's important.
Usually, she'll turn on something like a reality show or a talk show or something like that, and I'll just be sitting there like I don't know what's going on. They building houses or they redecorating and remodeling, but whatever the case may be, I'm just in it for the winning, right? So I don't have just too much TV time now.
Well, since we're talking about TV shows, can we talk about Bel Air? Like I am loving this Bel Air. I mean, I like the funny one, but I I am just amazed at how they have two versions of the same story.
I
One
don't like it. I don't like.
everything was just comical, but then you're comparing now, and I know on YouTube there's some clips like okay, they'll have a clip from the Bel Air now, and then they'll have the Fresh Prince of Bel Air episode, the old one,
Yeah,
comparing the scene, and it's like, wow, this is the same story, except this is the gritty one. Like it's not the
yeah.
cleaned up goofball. It's gritty, like coked out Carlton. If you guys have not
I know.
yet, make sure you guys tune into that
But
because
let me ask you a question though. What was wrong with keeping Will a goof? I mean, he's still a goofball in the show.
well, this I think this is I don't I think this is supposed to relate to now. They redid it to dramatize the series.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. They act like people not goofy no more. People don't have fun no more. He was having fun, and he got into a fight. Now I get it. He tried to make it more relevant to his song. I got in one little fight. My mom got scared, but that wasn't a little fight that you portrayed in the movie Bel Air. You actually bust a gun, man. You bust a gun, man.
well,
Right?
it was the one little fight that turned into something else.
Well, I mean, yeah. Then you turn good old wholesome Uncle Phil into a crooked guy climbing his way to the top. Now we only got to see Uncle Phil as a judge, as already made it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Everything else is like a backstory of him trying to make it, right?
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
those
yeah.
backstories, he was humble, didn't know how, trying to feed his family, trying to make sure everybody was good. I mean, but he made it like Uncle Phil. Where's the story of Uncle Phil coming up and working for it? I mean, because if you're telling me he looked like he's done a lot of dirty work somewhere along the way.
I mean, and just to throw a theory out there, but I think Uncle Phil is really Will's father. And what I don't like about the show is how they make Ashley a lesbian. I don't like that. She's
I
too
mean,
young.
I
Like
mean,
she's a baby. Like why? Like why? Like this is what
I saw when they
irritates.
hinted. I saw the episode that they hinted at it, and I kirked off. I went through the roof.
Like for what? Like
I went.
why? Like now I'm starting to think this is kind of like weird because if it's adults watching the show, like why are you I don't know, it's just weird. Like
I'm
we
gonna
don't
tell
need to
you,
see
your
that. Like
boy, your boy, Will Smith got and said, "Look, they wrote this TV show for me when I was a kid, but I want to tell y'all how I really felt about these people, what I really thought about these people, and what I really thought about what it should have been portrayed. That you turn Carlton into a head, you
Coke
turn
Carlson.
turn, turn Jeffrey a hitman. You got and the only one that came off nice on the end on this bizarro world was Hillary.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
Now instead of dumb, she's smart and wants to get it. You
Mm.
know. So I mean, it's a bizarro world. It's like when they turned Superman evil and started making him do all types of bad, crazy stuff.
Mm.
I look at the show now and I look at it now just all right, entertainment. I wish everybody would have had different names. You know what I'm saying?
I like it like this because
If they would have called it anything else, if they'd have called it Bel Air, we'd have still watched it. It could have been different characters. The only reason that they gave them names and played it how they played it is because new kids are not watching series and not watching TV shows. And they knew that if they would have threw that on us with just random people, we would have been able to be as attached to it and talk about it as much. So they gave it the names of our classics. And it's cool. Now I'm just waiting for the Family Matters remake.
I
And then
don't
the
want
turn.
that.
No. We need it. We need it. Since they're doing everything, I want to get Jaleel White on the phone and let's do the Family Matters remake. Let's make you the guy with the family Urkel, and let's make the Winslows all messed up, dysfunctional. I would love it. Let's make Eddie. Let's do it. Let's do it. If we Let's do it, Jaleel. Let's get together
That's fucked up.
and we're gonna have you all the way together. We're gonna make Laura the geek it for you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make her geek it for you, and she can't
Uh-uh.
get you. We're gonna also make I don't know. Let's make Carl a dirty cop. Let's make Carl a dirty cop, a dirty detective. And let's make the mom, I don't know, what can we make the mom? She didn't really have a job. Let's make her abusive. Let's make her beat on her husband all day long. Who cares, right? Let's just do it. We making remaking shows and turning everybody to bizarre worlds. I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
they did good with Bel Air. I think it's really going to be. I think it's really going to be interesting.
it is
'Cause
very interesting.
you know families, like, let's just be real. You know families that you've met and everything just looks together on the outside. Everything just looks like how it looked in the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And then you stay over that family's house for a weekend or maybe a summer, and you
Yeah.
see what we're seeing right now. Like, I think
No,
that was
that
genius.
is true. That is true because, like, saying stuff like that made me appreciate my little poor ghetto family at times, right? I
Mm,
would go stay over some of my rich cousins' house or my rich friends' house, and they'd be all messed up in there. The parents, they hardly ever see them. The,
mhm.
the kids running amok. You know, as soon as they have age, they was more worse off than me, wrecking cars and whatnot. And I was just like, interesting.
Uh,
Rather peculiar. You know, did not talk to their parents, nothing.
mhm.
But I'm just saying that's not what was portrayed to me. Like I want something to give me something to look forward to. Like give me Fresh Prince of Bel Air gave us hope that you can go over your aunt's, your uncle's house. They're gonna hold you down. You know, they're gonna your cousin's gonna take care of you.
Uh,
And if you make it out the hood, it's okay to reach into and get one of your dysfunctional little cousins out or your nephew or something like that and help them out. You can turn their life around if you stay in focus with them. But Will now will probably end up dirty on this new Bel Air. He gonna end up crooked.
you know
Can't
what's
wait to see.
crazy is I actually have a like I could relate to Fresh Prince of Bel Air because I did grow up in a bad neighborhood, but I had an auntie and I actually moved out there to Rockville, went to school for a couple of years. Um, you know, so I kind of relate to, like, it's so I
Wait, y'all.
enjoyed it.
So
I enjoyed
Tanya got in one little fight and them all got scared. This
and
is the
that, my
scared in Rockville, yeah.
my dad just sent me out there, but it was completely different.
Mhm.
Like, we had a jacuzzi in the backyard. Like, she had a big ass house. I had my own room. My allowance was 500 a month.
Huh.
And this was back then. For every A on my report card, that was $100. So
Yeah.
like it was real
Nah,
different.
like and you need aunts like that. My cousin took me under his wing. If it wasn't for him, I'd be still out there knocking people in the head, you
Uh,
know. He took me under his wing, show you better things, show you how to raise your kids, get them everything they want, whatever they need. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. As long as they do what they got to do, teach you how to be a man, all that good stuff, right? So shout out my cousin on that note. But you need that because that's what when you start realizing that's what molds you from like maybe the people that you see now from when you was there and they still there and you're like, oh, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But it's still like I gotta go. You know, it ain't like hanging no more.
Mm.
No
Now,
evolution.
now, since we're talking about stuff like that, I want. Did you hear about Nicki Minaj and the Joe Budden podcast?
I actually did. I actually did.
And I was eager to get your perspective um, on that whole situation. So basically, the Black Manosphere is going off. And are you familiar with the Black Manosphere?
I am not. I don't know what the Black Manosphere is, but I know a lot of people are pissed.
Well, it's a group. What I'm about to say is fucked up.
Okay,
Warning!
first, first,
Warning!
first, tell me what the group is.
I'm about to tell you what it is and
Okay.
my how I interpret it to be. I
Okay.
think it's, okay, so I believe the Black Manosphere is a group of fatherless Black men who feel like their mothers have failed them. So now they point out everything wrong with Black women instead of trying to. They say they're trying to better themselves, but they focus more on talking about what's wrong with Black women as opposed to other things. Like they don't say what's wrong with women in general, and they claim it's because they own. I'm Black, so why can't I talk about Black women? But
Which is
most
fair.
women, I mean, it is fair, but a lot of women have similar characteristics, and that goes to classism. You know what I'm saying? So they say every Black woman acts like the girl, Bad Barbie, Catch Me Outside. You know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that, but is she Black?
No.
You understand what I'm saying? So I, that's what I got out of the Black Manosphere. Then there's the Red Pill. You heard of them?
No.
Okay. So my interpretation of the Red Pill community are more so the guys that were never picked.
Okay.
And these guys, it's a community of guys who were never chosen. And they basically tell each other or communicate or talk about how not to get used or abused by women and taken advantage of and how to better themselves and level up. So kind of like,
Download Brothers.
you know what I said that the is like is going on like they sound like a bunch of fruits.
They
You know,
do. They do. They sound like those movies that you watch where a bunch of men like go meet up in secret spots, talk about they having meetings and cigars, and they're having sex with each other.
but so that's my interpretation of them. I mean, if you come across some information about them, some people may say I'm wrong, but I'm a female. I'm just reading it
I
from the
mean, the way you describing them, the way you're describing them sounds like that. I don't want to say that that's what they are. I have to do some research on these groups, but I do. I do. The first group that's attacking the Black women are they are like promoting dating women outside of the Black race.
I think so. And my thing is, I feel like okay, so I watch a lot of their content, and they're trying to go mainstream. Hence, Kevin Samuels. But the thing about it is, you cannot bash any group of people. You cannot teach hate of a
Correct.
certain group of people, even if
Correct.
it's Black women. And
Correct.
that's my only issue with that. You can point out all the things that we do wrong. Yes, we wear weaves, we're ratchet, whatever. We'll
Correct.
cuss you out, we'll slap you.
And
Okay.
you can acknowledge that you don't like them and put a group of people together that don't like these things. That's cool.
Right. But when you start saying, oh, you should not date them because of this, do not date this group of person, or they're like, like just hateful speech. I think
Right.
it's hateful. That's where I have a problem. But
Right.
outside of
Yeah.
that, let's get into this Nicki Minaj. Okay, so Kevin Samuels jumped on Nicki Minaj's live. The Manosphere thinks that she jumped on his live, but no, he jumped on her live. And basically, how he rates other women. Are you familiar with Kevin Samuels?
I am. I am. I'm a big Kevin Samuels fan.
Okay, I think he's a fruit too.
But I don't want to confirm how I think if he is or not is or isn't. But I do like his content.
Okay. That I do. I enjoy listening to him talk sometimes too. However, I just I just watch just just for hell's sake. Me personally, I can't take advice from any man that I don't see practicing what he preach.
Right.
So anyway, so
He's
all
not
right.
even married, so that's already like all right. He's see that red pill group sounds like a group of men who are sharing their experiences of hurt, and I hope that they're not like saying we should just not be with women because we're all hurt by women. Cause see, that sounds weird. But Kevin Samuels, like, yeah, so I like his content. What did he say to Nicki though?
All right, so basically, Nicki Minaj jumped on there, and how he rates other women. She asked him like, "Rate me," and he was like, "Well, that's really not how I do things. I ask women to rate themselves." And Nicki rated herself as like a 7, and he said, "Oh no, you're a 9.5." Okay, basically,
Wow, he
so
didn't want to give Nicki a 10. Why not?
people felt like he was kissing her ass, and they don't even
He
feel
was to give her a 9.5 is a big kiss ass.
That's what a lot of people were upset about. Okay, so let's fast forward to the okay, so on that specific live, Nicki Minaj took time to basically subliminally tell his followers that they shouldn't give a fuck about what he or any other man thinks of them.
Yes.
So fast forward to the Joe Button podcast. People are basically like, well, she disrespected you know, Kevin Samuels on his live, but y'all didn't see that. And they feel like Nicki Minaj, you are the worst example of a black woman to even try to take up for them. I guess that's what I got out of.
Yes.
So she
I
addressed.
agree.
I don't think she addressed pressure. She could have been talking about any group of males that talk bad about black women. However, people assume that she was speaking about Fresh and Fit when she said, these clowns judging black women, talking bad about black women, blah, 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 blah. And
I
Fresh and Fit
hate
responded,
I hate Fresh and Fit
why?
podcast because first of all, exactly what Nicki Minaj said is true. They use that podcast to put women on blast and disrespect them and try to expose women. Now, it would be cool if what they were saying they didn't know already before they brought the people on the show, right? But it's like I watched one of the shows. They bring a bunch of models on the show, and they started off asking the models, what they do and how much they make, and it started off like a really good interview. They're like, "Oh, I make $50,000 a year. I make $100,000. I make $10,000 a week. Blah blah blah." And then the dude said, "Yeah, but are you educated?" You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, I don't need an education. Like, yeah. So what do you do? He started really like dogging them out, to the point where the girl threw water on him and walked out. So I'm like, all right, cool. That was cool. I get it. Then there was another episode where he's telling the girl that she don't make no money and she don't have nothing and she don't have anything and it doesn't matter if she got a car because he can buy her car and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I saw what they did to Asian Doll. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right,
They
wait a minute. But then I watch all the podcasts with men, and it's like, yeah, bro, you good. That's tight, bro. That's what's up, man. Yeah, you doing your thing. You doing this Bitcoin thing. You're Fortune 500. You big up to you, bro. And I'm like, nah, that's the same thing. Oh, girl, saying he ain't got no college education. Why is the same questions is not about what his college degree is? Of course, you got some shows that it's obvious the agenda is to expose and make women
Mhm.
and black women in general look bad. But we're in a world where that's what's selling.
Yep.
Because there hasn't been, there is no Kamala Harris that steps up. There's no Michelle Obama that like steps up and fight for the black women and the black women culture. It's always the Sukiyana, no disrespect to Sukiyana, the Nicki Minaj, no disrespect to Nicki Minaj. But I mean, you all are the ones who will go out and get your hair to look, your body's done,
Mm.
and things like that. But then you are promoting a culture really to where more women are saying, screw males, screw reproduction unless they got money, screw families unless they can take care of you and pay for everything. So our culture is in a disarray. And I do get it why a lot of people are choosing to go outside of the race, because it's not just men that are going outside the race, it's women that are going outside the race. Because I'm pretty confident that if you was to go into a white community, there's white women going around like, these niggas ain't shit, talking about all the white men in their neighborhood, looking for them a black man or a Spanish man. So I tell everybody, like,
I I
we're
wanna
subjected to our community.
I wanna just interject and disagree with that, and I also feel like the effort that black men complain that they don't want to put into black women, like as far as taking care of stuff and all of this other stuff. When you date outside of your race, that's exactly what you have to do. There is no the only time foreigners or non-black people date you, I mean, you know what I'm saying, is and you don't have no money or you're not putting any in anything, is if they're already at the bottom. So
Yeah,
I feel
but
like when you go to another, like you rarely see mostly big white girls with bummy black dudes,
yeah,
not Barbies with
no,
bummy black dudes. So when
no,
they
because that's
say,
not the
"Oh,
trade-off.
yeah," when you go into these other cultures, you have to take care of them the way that you don't want to take care of a black woman. That's just what
It's
they
all about
expect.
the class. It's all about the class that you go into. And it's not about the taking care of part. I think a lot of people look at the taking care of part and take that to run with it. It's not the taking care of part, it's the trade-off and what you get back that people don't feel like it's valued,
Mm,
right? So it's like, for a fact that if you find the right person, you do all of these things for. But there's this whole phase of, is this the right person to do all these things for, that's always in these people's head, that always allows them to not do all the things that make the person be the right person.
mm. That
And
makes
I really don't really like getting into like relationship counseling and things like that. But I do understand that when people look at, all right, I'll definitely pay for all my girl stuff, but they like, hey, what does my girl give me? And most black women are not in a position, or will not really be like, okay, you can take care of me and I'll take care of you. You know, Especially when kids get involved. Oh, I very rarely see our black women maternal instincts um take a second seat to the marital or relationship instincts, you know? So I get that.
I still gotta beg to differ on that because when I think about some of the females that I encounter, like
Yeah,
I I I actually didn't know that you were supposed to put your man before your child. And I was
exactly.
damn, bitch, you feed the baby been hungry for a week. You gonna feed this nigga? Like,
Nah, see that she might be getting her ass beat.
so
If you got a black woman that's doing that, she getting her ass beat.
I was like, but I didn't see now me hearing that from you. I'm like, oh, okay, so that is how you are. Oh, I didn't know. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, damn, like, what about your kid though? Your kid, I think your kid should come before the man. And that's when I'm not talking about the father of the child. I'm talking about a random. So I don't know.
No, of course, your kid is gonna always become before a random, but if you keep putting your kid before the random will never stick around to become not a random anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just like, come on. If that's your man, I'll holler at you when he 20 years old, and this see where you at. I'll holler at you when he 21, and if you still available and I'm still available, then we can talk. Because then you'll understand that your kid is going to go off and start their own life and be their own person, and then maybe you'll start living for yourself. If somebody don't come in between, a random don't come in between and knock you up and start your whole cycle all over again.
Okay.
So it's a loop,
Mm.
you know.
Perfect.
And I'd be like, man, it's weird. But Kevin Samuels, I did see when Nicki Minaj talk about how she felt pressured by Lil Wayne and Drake and them to get implants and her body done. And I was just like really like thrown off by that.
What do you think about that?
I'm just like, I listened to how she explained it by saying she felt the pressure because of how they were talking about other women and not talking about her, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that only matters if you want them to talk about you in that manner.
Yeah.
Now, these, if that's the case, then these are what you're saying, your ideas of what a man's ideas should be matters. So, if that is the case, then why would you get on a platform and say women don't give a fuck what these niggas think about you?
And
Be
then
happy, but you've already done that to make millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of it. I mean, we gotta stop. Like the narrative that a lot of people preach is always opposite to how they really live in, which makes things really weird. You get rappers who will have a whole album about "Steal Your Girl," blah blah blah, blah blah blah, having sex with everybody's wives and girls, and then they do a damn red carpet E Hollywood story on them, and they burned up married for 10 years, 15, 20 years. You like, wait a minute. He been with this he been with the same girl for 15 for 15 of them.
he fooled us.
I thought my man was like getting, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we let a lot of entertainment, we let a lot of entertainment narrate what we think the outcome is gonna be. Right? So it's like if I watch a movie, if I'm watching television, and every episode that I see, there's I go to the white girl, hey babe, good morning, babe. You look good today, babe. You know, congratulations on the babe. Go get that job, babe. Go get that career, babe. But then I see the ones with the black women. This nigga ain't shit. All they're doing is chasing this. All they're doing is doing this. He been doing it for 5 years. He's still at it. Oh, I ain't gonna support that. Oh hell nah. Who gonna take care of these kids? Oh hell nah. Who gonna do that? I mean, look at Matthew Stafford. You see that girl say that she like pretty much put him through college to make sure that he was good and fed him and took care of him and everything to make sure he gets in the NFL. And these are real live stories that get shared. You know what I'm saying?
Is that true?
It is
She put
true.
him through college.
Well, probably not paid for it, but like, well, actually, she did say she paid for everything while he focused on football and winning and
Is
getting
she
to
older
the.
than him, or were they the same
They're
age?
about, they're about the same age, but you know, white people got money. Come on,
Okay,
man.
I could see that.
You know,
Be-
white people got money.
because I've seen in some African cultures where the man bring the woman over here or whatever, or even some couples, regular couples, like the woman will go to school, become whatever she got to do, become a breadwinner, and then she'll let the man take time to work on himself and be the best that he can be. That's what I
Yeah.
usually see, but
Of course, those are not like I'm glad that you said other countries and other cultures because you ain't about to see no sister do that in America. No American sister do that.
I think there's a few out there.
I believe that she would actually shit on the dude and make sure that he knows every day he should have been getting it while she was.
Well, there are some sisters out here that take care of a man. I actually there was one on YouTube. Uh, she was having a debate with in the comments, and she was like, basically, she's been married 11 years, and she takes care of the household.
And what was happening to her? What was happening to her in the comments? Tell me
Man,
how to. Let me know how was the reactions in the comments.
well, so basically, she was when she said that some men was like well, she said while her man, he just, the money that he has is just for them to go out and for him to invest and to take
Yes.
small things around the house.
Yeah.
Some men were like, I like that. See, she's smart. That's the type of woman I like. It was like three or four of those comments, and then there were like five or six men like One man was like, "Well, he's cheating on you." One man was like, "He's cheating on you." Another man was like, "What? Okay, and what is he investing in?" Another man was like, Nah, I wouldn't let my woman do all that." And that's what a few of them were saying. And then
The
I
women.
came in there and I was like, of course, like you said, I don't see myself like really invested in a man unless I see it's worth it. Like, okay, if I have it, no problem. But even still, like, I don't know. You're right.
Yeah, we're taught, our community is taught differently, and the set being is how that the government is so involved in our community,
Mhm.
right? It makes it even more of an obstacle for a black man. It's like you either get in line, either way, I'm going to be straight. Either way, I'm going to be taken care of. Either way, I'm going to be good. I mean, in white communities, they pretty much give the kids to their parents, and their parents raise them again if there's really turmoil and they can't be raised and stuff like that. But in black communities, there's the government who steps in and makes sure that these things get enforced and people pay. So of
Well,
course.
they say there's just as many white people as black people.
I don't know, because let me tell you something. I've been to a lot of child support courts, right?
Mhm.
And I don't remember saying I can count how many white men I seen on child support, and I can count how many women I seen on it as well. So if they're telling me that, they must schedule all the black people on one day and all the white people on another day. And I'm willing to scour the courthouses of America and sit in on them for a week straight or child support cases, and I can count on my hand how many white people come in that thing on child support.
All right. Demographically, I think if you was to go to like Idaho or Montana or Kentucky, West Virginia, where there's like those, then we would see it more. So sometimes I just don't like to feel like, it's just one sided. I wonder what happened to, those the other races, like the other race that, is having the same issues. Like they're on welfare too. Like they have their men on child support as well. Like, but why isn't it as detrimental as to
Tho-
their structure as
those white men that
child
be on child support, those white men that be on child support, they definitely be going to go with, they be with black women, or they go back and get like white women and stuff like that, right?
support?
If they on child support from a white woman, then they definitely not going back to another white woman, because they need a black shark to tell them all the laws and all the rules. They're like, you tripping? That boy is 5. He should not be still in daycare.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They need
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird because we only, like you said, we only can talk about from our perspectives of things like that. And I just wish that Nicki Minaj would use her platform to talk more realistic. I wish that everybody would use their platforms to talk more realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just sit up there and say, look, I got rich because I was doing this, or I got broke because I was doing this, or I got famous because I was doing this, then life would be a lot more easier than people always trying to get, like you said, shock value or some type of clickbait.
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is.
So speaking of celebrities, I wanted to ask you about this because I didn't get to see it. What is up with this picture of Pete Davidson and someone else in their underwear or something that Kanye? Did you hear about that?
I did not.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, then I'll have to look it up and follow back up
But
about it. But
speaking of Kanye and Kim Kardashian, you hear that Balenciaga has made $2.6 billion in revenue last year, thanks to Kanye walking around in his get up.
I mean, making them rich.
They say that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian have a agreement, and now they are with Balenciaga. And since then, these little get ups they've been wearing do this. through this beef that they're having have been all Balenciaga wear, and sales have been going through the roof. Did you go get you any Balenciaga?
Mm-mm. No.
I
What?
am looking for the boots. Kanye said he can wear those, that you can wear those actually in the shower. So I wonder, is he washing his feet?
Mm, I don't know.
Hmm.
I saw a couple of pair of shoes that they had that I liked, but I just I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
there yet to feel
Well,
like I don't know.
yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
You
So
know.
let's get into this really good, funny topic here. 11 hip hop cliches that need to die. Now, before I get into these cliches that need to die, what are some lines in hip hop that you're just simply tired of hearing, and or references that you just wish would die?
Mm, smoking on dead bodies.
Huh. That's a good one.
Um,
That's fairly new, but that's still a good one that needs to go. Everyone is
uh,
smoking on some op now. Everyone is smoking an op.
uh, I can't really think of any other ones that I'm kind of like tired of hearing. I think that
Well,
is it.
let me go ahead and give you some good ones here.
Okay,
How about like a rock star?
I like
Party like a rock star,
I
living
like
like a
that.
rock star.
Do you remember that song by the something boys? A party like a rock.
Yes,
Party
yeah,
like a rock. That's my
yeah.
shit. I like
Yes,
that.
it was. That record, that little bop was great. But then there was also Living Like a Rock Star, by Juicy J. Then there was also One Day Out. The only right thing is to be living like a rock star. That was D12. Then there was Party Like a Cowboy or a Rock Star. That was ASAP Rocky. And it just kind of like everyone is partying like a rock star. That is one cliche that is being asked to die. Let's give you another one. How about drug kingpin comparisons?
Mm.
Everyone's Chapo, everyone's Big Meech, everyone's Larry Hoover. You know,
You right.
are we tired
Es-
of
Everybody Escobar, yeah.
everybody? There was lines like, she got me running like El Chapo. I sent my other bitch to Cabo. Then there's Young Dolph's Trapper, 10 foreigns outside. Bitch, I feel like Big Meech. And of course, I think I'm Big Meech.
Rick Ross.
Larry Hoover. These are all. Let's go here. How about the take your girl references? Is it time for artists to stop saying they're gonna take your girl?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Say
because
that a lot too.
we don't really want to hear any more lines like, I don't really care about your postcard. I'll take your girl. No dinner, no roses. Or anti-lame niggas. I'll take your girl like painkillers. Mr. Two Chains. Also, there's this one, I'll take your girl and put that pussy on a pedestal. Kendrick Lamar. So everyone's taking everyone's girl, but like I said, all these people are married and happily married. And true facts is they were not taking anyone's girl. They were going home to their own.
Mm,
Now, Lion King references. Now, I really don't hear a lot of Lion King references.
right?
However, there's three lines that I do remember, and I was thinking about it. Maybe it is time to retire them. Girl, it's a jungle out here, asks Musafa. Girl, why is you lying? Why you Musafa? And then rocking the Gucci with the lions like I'm Simba. Hmm. All right. Also, the references to shooting like. Now that one, I had to kind of get caught up to it, like to figure out what they was meaning, right?
Shooting like James Harden.
There you go.
Got
Shooting like Kobe, shooting like Shaq from the free throw line,
it. Mhm.
shooting like Capono, pretty much just shooting. It's time
Yeah.
for you artists to stop shooting your shots. Pretty much. No more shots to be shot.
Mm.
Now, the fast car reference, we get it. You all want to let us know you got fast cars like NASCARs. You got hot bars that remind you of fast cars.
Hot
My
Wheels.
favorite one was they got a fast car, NASCAR truck with a crash bar.
Mm.
Hey, those were bars, I guess, but we don't want to hear them anymore. Now I'm telling y'all, these are all strictly from Double XL, not from old Sixxcess. So that means they mean something, and I'm just here to share it. Now this was pretty cool. Any codeine references? Well, old Waukesha songwriter
Money.
Moneybag Yo did say that he wished he never wrote that song, and it's one of his biggest songs to date. Well, now he's no longer sipping on the Waukesha, and maybe you all should stop sipping on the Waukesha and codeine as well. Now,
Yeah.
of course, since Tupac made this famous line, I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Me.
Revenge is like a Swedish Jordan next to get. Well, it seemed like everybody thought it was iconic, and they've been choosing to run with it. And that record is referenced, it needs to go away. Schoolboy Q, we don't need to know that you lift up skirts and you play pussy, don't push me. We don't need to know, okay? We don't need to know, guys. Now, pimples, I don't know who's making references to pimples, but that should stop. That's just a corny rhyme, and it's not even cool.
Oh, I pop you like a pimple. Somebody put that in their song.
Yeah, there was. There was. The Maybach Benzo is looking like a limo. Her ass is popping like a pimple. Not even a good bar, but YG seemed to got it in there and it made everyone a little mad. But this one was the one that was kind of trippy. Two bullets in your chest, that's a nipple, and if a nigga run up, I'll pop him like a pimple.
Yeah.
Well, please, no more of those lines. And if you do quote those after this, then you're just pretty much following off. All right, now, guys, jersey numbers. Jersey numbers, we don't need y'all to keep on telling us
23.
who you're doing it like. We know you're scoring like Jordan. We know you got the 2 9s on your back like Warren Sapp. We know you got the 30 clip like Curry. All right, we get it. New ways, please. New ways. Now, if anyone is still using my last and final references, well, you just simply need to put your pen down because the 2000s are over. But if you're still using hoe, hotel, and hoes tail, well, you're pretty much trash. I'm just going to tell you that right now. We know that hoes tail at the hotel, so ho don't tell. We get it, okay? We got it. It was cool when Ludacris was doing it. It's not so much cool when you do it. Now, out of those references, cliches, any of them that you think was a little too harsh can stay in the game.
Party like a rock star.
Okay, I for one want to agree with Double XL. I don't want anybody else doing anything like rock stars, cop cars, NASCARs,
Why
hot
not?
bars. Just we got better. We better than that now, y'all. We bigger than that now. We've evolved, and Double
Okay.
XL is here to remind us that we have evolved into a whole new world.
Party,
Now,
party
speaking
like
of
a pimple.
evolution, speaking of evolution, I got a lot of people nowadays talking about the evolution of the game
Mm.
and digital marketing.
Okay.
Now, I got to tell you, Jezebel, I didn't know how important my job was,
Mhm.
right? And speaking to the people and dropping them some knowledge until I spoke to a few artists who were in negotiations with some record labels and they told me why they did not take the deals. Now, most of them said they did not take the deals due to things like um, maybe not putting out enough records, not enough money. But the one interesting I heard was because I don't want to work with a digital marketer.
What? Hold on, wait. They don't want to work with a digital marketer.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
All right. So off rip, I would want to know why not.
Well, They believe that digital marketers create and generate fake information. And I was glad that I was in the room because, of course, I wasn't supposed to be in the room, but I was just sitting there like this in the room, and this conversation was happening, and I felt to myself, this is interesting. I mean, I get it. You all don't know how magic works. And at a certain age, it starts to look corny. At a certain age, it starts to look, oh, I know what he did type feel. But magicians are still born every day. In fact, there are people that line up and pay hundreds of dollars to see them perform on grand stages, and they will be called, the word you all will use is illusionist. You know, uh, people know that these things, I mean, we know that they're not cutting a woman in half, really. But the idea of her being cut in half still draws thousands out a week to see this happen. Or I guess magicians would just vanish off the face of the earth. No one else would be a magician, right?
Right.
I mean, so we look at this and I look at the music industry and I'm like, is it not magic? Well, yes, it is a magic trick. I have to make you believe something. I have to pull a rabbit out of my hat and not let you see how I got the rabbit in there. All I have to do is leave you amazed to come back and see another magic trick. Those for artists would be called albums, right? Your rabbit out of your hat, your magic trick is your album or your single or whatever it is that you're doing. And of course, after you've ran that trick so many times and made so much money on it, you start running around. I need a new trick. I need a new trick. They've seen it. They now know that you're going to pop up from under the ground. We have to figure out a way to make you pop from the ceiling and float for 15 seconds, you know? So what are we doing in this music industry if not trying to pull off the biggest magic trick of all, and the biggest illusion of all? I mean, we just got finished talking a whole show about artists that rap a lifestyle, but kind of live a different one. I mean, if I listened to a Lil Durk record in the past, I would think that he was really getting it in, really getting it in. But now this man's a family man, people. I mean, hey, if I'm looking at all the antics and stuff like these, people calling artists crazy, people calling artists not this and that, and now we look at the world like, wait, are artists really crazy? We got artists like Nicki Minaj who was able, and not only was she able, but she was able to come seemingly out of nowhere, take the world by storm, surpass artists like Jay-Z in record sales, and no one understood why. Of course, people were like, maybe it's just the fact that she was made, the industry made her. Well, no one understands why there's an artist like Cardi B who opens up a whole wave for all strippers to start getting signed. And I mean, like, there was some people that was arguing that she didn't start this wave. There's one guy on my page. I usually don't do this, but Giovanni, if you're watching, bro, is an idiot, you know? And it's not like he's like trying to be smart at all. He's literally trying to be an idiot. I mean, if a person says something directly, if me and you are talking all week in dialogue, is it not ignorant for a person to come in on Friday and try to interject on the end of our dialogue and put his information in without going back to what the conversation was on Monday? And for people to be like, you know, Cardi didn't start the stripper wave. Cardi not only started the stripper wave, she started the female wave of females really getting on. Now, people ask Sixxcess, why are you saying that Sixxcess? Well, y'all don't understand. This is magic. For years, men have dominated the magic tricks. Men have dominated the world of how it works, right? Well, not just because that, because just like in the WNBA, they're complaining because they don't make as much money as men. Well, so if they don't make as much money because they don't bring in as much money because they don't work as hard or as longer, right? So I'm not gonna say hard as in the fact of like working hard. I'm talking about 80 games versus 20 games is not the same.
They should
So
merge the league though. It
what
should
do
just
you,
be one league.
what do you mean?
Like it shouldn't be separate. It shouldn't
You
be no WNBA versus the NBA.
I would not want to see a woman. The tallest woman is 6 feet. What is she gonna try to play point guard all day long? What she gonna try to shoot threes all day? Nah, they got to keep it gender based because a woman cannot play sports with a man.
But
Not
there,
professionally.
there is no such thing as
Because you know what would happen.
you can't
You
separate gender. There's no such
but
thing
you
as gender.
but you know what would happen if a woman came into the NBA and played?
The
It would
same
not.
thing that happens when a biological male transition to a female plays in women's sports.
Nah, but see the thing is this, right? One male against 5 women on a sport that a man, for one, the reason I'm not trying to say that a man is transitioning over because he's not man enough to make it in the NBA, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even know if they'll put a transgender in the WNBA. But if that happened, it
I'm
wouldn't
just
really,
joking. I'm just joking. I'm just
they
saying
still would
if
have
they can
transcended.
do that, why don't they just merge all sports? That's just where I'm coming from. If y'all
Nah,
gonna
they don't
put
need,
a man in
they're
our
going to be dogging them. They're going
why
to be
don't
dogging
you
them.
just merge the sport? Like, why let a man into a woman's sport but won't let a woman into a man's sport? I don't get it.
Because no woman has like this is what has to happen. Like how when you had the time where it's like MC like Queen Latifah and like all those old rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like old female rappers. They were all in the game at one time. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But then starts happening, family start happening, life starts happening, women things start happening, they start fading away. After that, you start seeing where it's like 1 or 2 women at a time, Foxy Brown and Lil Kim. Then you might get an Eve in the mix and somebody else in the mix, right? But now you bring to the whole new fold where you actually see A&Rs, you actually see record labels seeking out women to do the job. Why? Because women are doing the magic trick that men don't want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, because we already addressed on this show how our sisters have adapted the man mentality, you know what I'm saying? They out there working, they getting it. They saying, fuck a man unless he can take care of everything. There's no need for a family. I'm out here working. Because see, that's what men had to say in the earlier days, where everybody calls the sacrifice. That's what the sacrifice is, right? So if you do all these things and you sacrificing your time and you making your stuff move right, then that's the only thing that's going to happen is growth and elevation. And women are now taking that stand. But let's go back to the fact of what digital marketing and how that is so relevant to everything that's going on, the magic trick. Digital marketing is, in fact, the training, the what the people see, the eyes, the whole point of making you want to come in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell everyone this: you could be dope, but if you only got one person telling me you dope, then I'm gonna question that one person. It's like that saying that they used to say: if one person tell you your shoes untied, it could be a joke. But if 10 people tell you your shoes untied, you might want to look down and tie your shoes up.
Mm-hmm.
If 100 people tell me that you dope, or if I look and I see 100 people think you dope, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people, oh my goodness, you're dope. Why is it there a new artist, Rican the Menace, signed a multi-million-dollar deal to Columbia Records without one record out? Now I'm here to tell y'all, I've heard some of her music.
Mhm.
She's not like mind blowing. She's not gonna blow your socks off lyrically. She's not gonna blow your socks off with her cadence. It's not game changing. It's not new, right? She doesn't look new. She doesn't look like something that we've never seen before. But there's something there, something she knows, something she's done.
Mhm.
I look at a lot of artists right now and I ask themselves, what are you doing to make me believe it? I told the guy, you got to prove yourself to me. And the first thing he said, I'm a grown ass man. I don't have to prove myself to anybody.
Right.
And I was like, true enough, but I don't have to work with you. And you want to work with me. You got to prove yourself to me. Whatever you choose to do or don't do is on you.
Well, you could have dressed it up a little bit. You ain't have to say it like prove yourself to me.
I mean, at the end of the day, what is it? What can we? That's the problem with
Show me your.
people.
You could have just been like, yeah, just show me your work.
If you've been in the game, if this guy, I had a guy tell me the last week he been in the game 30 years. He sends me a bio of everything that he's done. And I looked at his bio and I said, okay, what have you done? In 30 years, this what you've done? Meet people? Congratulations. I want to tell y'all people, Jezebel, can we get some claps? Can we get some claps? In 30 years, you should meet people. You've talked to people. Congratulations. But in 30 years, you got nothing to talk about but your job that you got to be at.
That's harsh.
It's not harsh. What we is this, right? We're in a whole new world. I told y'all Cynical Six. It's 2022, Cynical Six. And I tried to be nice to everybody. We've been nice for 2 years, telling everybody, hey, people, do. This how you get down. This how you get this. This how you get a position. But everyone now wants to sit and talk and say this and say that and ask questions and like, hey, they don't understand. We get that. But knowledge is power. And if we offer that knowledge every Monday and you can sit and watch the video every day, all day at Boss Biz Radio, right here live on YouTube, right? On YouTube every day. The videos don't go nowhere. So if you're still saying things like 30 years in the game and you send me a bio that's like, yeah, in 1995, I met such and such who did this. And in 2000, I met him and he did this. I don't see nothing that you did. I mean, could you imagine me, Jezebel, sending you a resume and saying, I want to be on your radio show? And then I send you my resume and it's like, in 2004, I met Russ Parr. He was having breakfast. In 2007, I seen Donnie Simpson leaving out the mall. In 18, and you're like, come on, really?
What the hell? You're not serious.
No, I got 30 years of experience of this. I've been doing this forever. And I got one single out. I mean, come on, people. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but I am trying to tell you what they're saying. They're saying it. They're saying it behind your back. I'm saying it right here. And like I tell people all day long, online, it may be harsh what I say, but I'm telling you what they're saying about you. I'm like in your face, like direct with it. You're trash. You're basura. Your mix is horrible. You know, like you gotta you gotta go in and fix your arrangement. You gotta go in. You gotta fix your dress. You gotta fix your clothes. You gotta fix your haircut. You gotta fix your look. Like I ask the artist quick as hell. You wearing that tonight? We don't understand.
You gotta do that.
This is magic. This is magic. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you can't get the people in the seats, then hello, it's not magic anymore. It's just you looking weird, doing a bunch of tricks by yourself. And honestly, people, digital marketing, the numbers game, and things like that is the only thing that you up against as an artist. Really, for real, let me take artists out of it. As an entrepreneur, you are up against the numbers game. Mm-hmm. I mean, your job is only open because of how many people come in and out the doors every day. And I'm sorry, people, if I can't Google your job, then I'm gonna be one of those people. What is it? Where you work again? I'm gonna think you do something illegal. I'm gonna call you Tommy. You ain't got no job, man. And I had an artist say to me, you know, he's on Google, he's verified, and he's signed with United Masters, and his numbers are going up, and he's making money and things like that. And he had nothing to show for it.
What you mean? Were you able to Google him?
I mean, I Googled him, he ain't got no picture. He ain't got no picture. He looked it up and he looked it up in his own phone and thought that was cool. And I'm like, that's your phone. I mean, it has your stuff in it, but people can't find you, bro. Like you ain't doing no marketing. You're not doing no digital marketing online. I can't Google you. I pull you up on Spotify. It's like 1,300 of you. Your name Doughboy. And you ain't even the first damn Doughboy, the first 10 Doughboys. It's like 80 Doughboys. Yeah. Where's your bio? Where's your picture? If I look on your Spotify page and your picture is your album cover picture, that's what they say now, red flag. If there's no bio, no link to go to your social medias and stuff like that, that's what we say, red flag. If I see the alligator mouse, that's like this. That's just a little simple. I heard a person say to me, I got 1,000 plays. I said, where you got 1,000? You got 1,000 plays? Let me see it. I go right on my damn Spotify. I said, nah, boy, that's an alligator mouth. No, sir. You got work to do. I said, no, sir. You got work to do. I know an artist that does nothing but control the analytics of Apple Music. He just controls the analytics of Apple Music. He controls his own analytics of Apple Music. Okay. And I ask artists every day, why do you have 0 plays on Apple Music? I don't get that. I know artists who's getting about 700 streams a week right now just by playing his own music all day long everywhere he go. Mm-hmm. So if you're not doing that, then you don't want to listen to your music. I had an artist tell me, actually ask me, you don't get tired of hearing yourself? I said, dog, I talk all day. From radio, media, online, I talk all day. Do you think I get tired of hearing myself?
I'm not fucking with you.
I mean, look, when I'm driving, I'm playing myself. Yeah. You know, I mean, like, I don't care. I don't care if I'm all around 50 states, then you best believe my music will be heard in 50 states. And you control that yourself. Now, I'm not going to set up that journey to try to tell everybody what to do with their careers and how to do it. But I am going to tell you, if you're walking around with no numbers, no followers, and I'm sorry, people, when you tell me, well, I got 8,000 followers, I got 3,000 followers, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I really don't. Listen, I'm gonna be straight honest though with y'all. I respect you all that have about 3,000 to 4,000 followers, following about 8,000 people. I respect y'all more than when I see a person with 182,000 followers, but they're only mustering 3,000 views or 1,000 likes. And I've seen some that have over 100,000, but getting like 8 likes and 100 likes. And I ask myself, who is raising these people? Right? I mean, they get the magic because, of course, I looked at the page, I saw the numbers, and I was like, wow. Trick 1 got me, right? Now I want to see what the next trick is. I'm going down the page, and I'm saying it now. If that don't look trifling, you didn't finish the trick. You ain't do what you needed to do. I made like a few pics to let you know that I saw you. I saw you. You can't pull one over on me. That when you see that I like it, you're supposed to get yourself straightened up, like fix your hat. You feel me? Because I tell every artist quick as day, I can see what you're doing. I can see how digital marketing. I see how you working. I see how you moving. So if you're not doing anything at all on your own, why would you expect anybody else to do anything? And all you people out there, like, I gotta talk to my manager or I gotta talk to my team and things like that. All right. If no one on your team knows this, you'll be talking to your team 10 years later with a few less people that gotta work.
So let me ask you this: what was their issue, or what is the artist's issue with it?
Artists don't want to. I had an artist say to me, let me give you one artist scenario. He says to me, I don't know all these people that are now engaging with me. I had another artist who strictly just said he don't want to do nothing that seems fake because he did not understand what digital marketing was.
Okay, so from my understanding, I thought it's digital marketing is pushing your stuff to maybe areas or people that you wouldn't encounter on a daily basis.
And like that's so let's
Online,
put it
online.
like
So
put it
like,
like this, right? If you have digital marketing and you have bullets, that's one of the bullets.
because I see people shit all the time, and I'm like, how the fuck?
Yes,
How
these are bullets. Like under digital marketing, let me give you guys all the things that go under digital marketing, right? You got to worry about your social media. You got to worry about your platforms, websites, those things. Because I'm not just talking to artists, your platforms and things. I mean, if you pull up an H&M, go to H&M, you're not going to look at H&M page and see 1,000 followers following H&M and 20,000 people liking it, right? They're doing their thing. They making sure that digital marketer knows that when you look at that shirt, you feel like you need that shirt and you go and click on it because 25,000 people, 100,000 people said they gotta have it. You ain't gonna be left out. That's what digital marketing is, putting you in the I don't want to be left out realm. But after that, then now you got your digital whole like ads and campaigning anywhere from YouTube, Google, Facebook, things of that nature. So when you talk about digital marketing, it is controlling your narrative. Of course, there's a budget for that, right? But y'all think that the labels don't give you a budget for this? They know that this stuff has to be done. All they want to know is if I give you $100,000 for your digital marketing, I want to make sure that you're not going to put that on your feet or, buy a new whip and your numbers still looking stupid. Because there's too many of you artists that I see think that you're so popular or too popular to do digital marketing. And you're like, I'm getting this, and I'm getting that, and I'm doing this. And I'm here to tell y'all, I have to tell every artist this. I have to tell every artist this. Someone's doing it. Someone cares about you, because they drop an album, don't do no promo on their albums, but their social media page got over 78,000 followers. All their photos getting 3, 4, 10,000s of likes, right? But yet your album got alligator mouths. So I'm like, wait a minute. I saw you post on your story. Y'all go check out my album. I'm following you. I thought we were 70,000 deep. Why am I the only one to go look at your album? And listen, I know it's because I like y'all. Like if I follow you, I fucks with you. Well, some of you, right? As far as artists, but I'm gonna check out your project. But when I see it look skinny, I see it look trifling, and for the simple fact that I have offered y'all all the help, all the services and access that y'all have to me, when I see it look like that, it's a major turn off. Especially when you ask me to check it out and not asking me to help you move it, help you push it. I mean, I had an artist, I said, bro, let me help you distribute your project. He says, does that mean you're going to be taking percentages of my money? I'm like, no. But if that's what you're thinking, that's why you're not working with anybody else right now. I'm like, you should. What the fuck, bro? You make nothing right now. I was like, you don't make any percentages of any money. If we start bringing in $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, what percentage? You making money now?
People don't want to give up nothing.
People don't want to. People don't want to give up nothing. Not one. Look, I tell the dude, I said, you need to start working with producers, giving up percentages. Oh no, I need 100%. I said, for what? I said, why do you need 100%? Because it's mine's. But I mean, I get it's yours, but why do you need 100%? I said, no one gets 100%.
Definitely not.
In no field, in no realm. And I want y'all to understand this because there's going to be some idiot, and I'm going to call it that, but there's going to be some idiot that's going to say to me, no, Six, my uncle has his own business. He gets 100%. He doesn't have any employees. Well, so who is buying the supplies and who's restocking and who's taking care of what's needed to get back and forth? Someone else is paying that while he's keeping all the money. Is that what y'all saying? Someone is saying, "Hey, you need a new lawnmower. I'm about to buy it for you, but you keep all the money. You need gas. Here's your gas money, but don't give me all the money. You got to get a car to get where you got to get. We'll buy the car for you, but you keep all the money." If y'all find me somebody like that, that'll be another thing that make me retire. Because that just ain't facts. It don't happen like that. Nobody keeps 100%. No one. So, unfortunately, people, life is made about sharing. Those who don't want to share, those who don't want to play along, don't make it. And those little things that you guys hate, like digital marketing, those little things that you hate, like PRs, publicists, and relations. Those little things that you guys hate, like management, producers, and not beat makers. You know, although you still have to have beat makers on your team. All of you people that think that you don't have to pay these people and you shouldn't have to pay these people, that's why you all are running around like chickens with your head cut off. It's a business. Once you create yourself like a business, you have to create employees. The only way to create the word employees, you have to pay people.
Yeah, you definitely have to say.
Even a nonprofit hires and pays people.
Mhm.
So this music industry is interesting, So I really wanted to make sure that you guys really understand that digital marketing is more important than your chains. It's more important than your whip. It's more important than all the photos that you drop and all the songs that you record. It's more important than all the videos that you shoot and drop on YouTube. And all you artists that keep asking me, why am I not getting paid for my YouTube videos? Well, try digital marketing. For all of you artists that ask me, why am I not being paid for my Spotify? And why is nothing happening? Well, try digital marketing. For all you people that's asking me, what's happening? No one's engaging with me on my Instagram. No one's seeing this stuff. What's going on? Well, try digital marketing. For all you small amount of people that ask me, how everything happening for you, Six, and nothing's happening for me, try digital marketing. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all where to go, who to use, what to use, but I am going to tell y'all you can reach out to me in my inbox and I can help you out, right? Because I'm just trying to tell y'all we're in a whole new wave. The music game has evolved. For all the people that are going out and telling y'all that, hey, it's a lot easier now because all you got to do is get your streams up. Well,
How you
it was same easy methods that they use. Digital marketing was called real marketing back in the day. These people sold themselves a lot of albums that they could afford. And y'all have to understand, I'm not telling y'all to buy your own albums and then resell them. But I am telling y'all to buy your own albums and then resell them. Like, y'all gotta start thinking about this stuff. It's best to create an investment. If you, I see a lot of artists say I spent 10,000 on Bitcoin. I spent 5,000 on Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, or I put $20,000 in stocks. But you ain't about 20,000 of your goddamn albums. You ain't bought 20,000 units of your own damn album. What stock is that? And I mean, like, and I'm gonna give y'all a cheat code or a G code rather that I usually don't give out. But you buy your 20,000 albums. Now you have created what we call units sold. Now you have created credits on your units sold. And now you have created stock and royalty revenue back on your unit sold. Not only that, you rank, you put yourself on this music employment list and lets everyone know this artist is for real. They're taking themselves serious and they're ready for the road. So now you're touring, now you're doing shows. You just sold 20,000 units. And just to give y'all a real concept of this, last album that NBA Youngboy put out, he did 30,000 units. Rick Ross did 50,000 units on his album. Now, y'all know how units get sold. And if you don't know how units get sold, y'all smash us a lot of messages, spam us with the message that you don't know how units get sold, and we'll do a whole show on it. But for now, I'm going to tell y'all that they sold 30,000, 20,000 units, charted, now they're on the road. Yeah. So if y'all want to ask yourselves how to make your money back, stop investing in stuff that's not worth it and invest in things that bring back money into you. And start making sure other people, you have to create employees because employees are mouthpieces. Which I don't understand is every employee talks about where they work. Whether good, bad, or indifferent. They talk about where they work. And it's always one person that asks, can I get a job? Or go and Google it. So shoot, hey, if everybody's saying they work for Sixxcess, I work at Sixxcesses. Oh, you work at Sixxcesses? Is he hiring? No. You know how y'all black people are. Black people do not love giving up their jobs, especially the family, because they come in and mess it up. Then you be like, look, hey, I got to fire you and you for bringing them. Got to go, both of you. But it is what it is. This music game is so wide open right now, but not just music game. I'm saying movies being made at a rate. Like, have you downloaded the app Tubi?
No, I never heard of it.
Tubi.
What is it?
It is a TV app, like a streaming app. If you do have a chance to download it, watch this show called This Is 30s. It's a young Black African American sister doing her own production company called Jennifer, and I might say her last name wrong, Pessima or Pressima. And I watch her shows, This Is 30s, and she got other movies and other shows on there. But that led me to not only watching hers, but finding plenty of young Black entrepreneur and movie producers that are doing their own thing. And I ended up just watching a whole bunch of shows. I ended up seeing so many people that I talk to on Facebook every day, you know, that talk about how they in movies and how I'm seeing them in these movies on the screen. And I'm like, wow, this is where they put all of us niggas at. That is like, Tubi is like the Spotify for actors that are new. But so you can still watch mainstream stuff on there.
So we can't find this stuff nowhere else. We have to, and is it free?
It's free, yes. I believe it's free. I don't pay for it. Someone may pay for it though. I'm not gonna lie and say that. But get a free subscription. I think it is free though. It can't be no more than like $3-4 a month though if it ain't free. But it's worth it though to support your black people. And also, you can just get on it like 1 month and watch everybody's movies. Their movies are only like an hour and like 30 minutes. So that was pretty cool too. And it is free, I believe. Someone just put in the status bar that it is free. But when I tell you one thing for sure, Jezebel, I enjoyed it. And it honestly, I'm a different type of cat, right? You hear how I said that? I'm a different type of cat. So I'm a different type of cat, right? I'm looking at all these movies and I'm thinking to myself, I need to get a camera, I need to get a film crew, I need to get a production company, and I need to start shooting movies. But there's some other people that should have been looking at it saying, "Ooh, I could play in that TV series. I should reach out to Jennifer. I should reach out to one of the guys' name. What was his name? I follow TK McFarlane or something like that. A bunch of like names. I started following them on Twitter too, right? And I'm realizing that these people talk to you. I asked one of them to be in one of their TV series, and they said they got me. So we should see if that happens. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so much stuff out here right now that we have no excuse to not be doing what we want, where we want to go, and pursuing it. And I get it. I get anybody out there. I want to let everybody know there's been rumors going around that I bash 9 to 5s, right? I want y'all to.
Who said
It's just a little rumor going around that I bash 9 to 5ers and 9 to 5s. And I want to let you all know that I want you all to do what you need to do to take care of you and your family. All I'm saying is this. If you are a receptionist and you love music, there's a receptionist position at Interscope Records. There's a receptionist position at Universal Records and Epic Records. Apply for it, right? That way you're still doing what you love and you're in your realm. You can still try to get where you need to go. Of course, if you're a doctor, I don't recommend you stop being a doctor to go and be a Universal. However, I do recommend you put some of that doctor money up and start your own label, and then you ain't even got to worry about nothing. You make your own music and get your own publishing company, and you're on your own boss while working and saving lives. You know, so I do want people to understand this. Like, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't work. I'm telling you that if you're working at a job that you absolutely hate, if you're working at a job where you're saying to people, I'm always broke or I'm always borrowing money, or you're always struggling still, why aren't you going after your dreams? Why aren't you doing what you want to do? And why is your comment, I don't want to struggle, when all you're doing is struggling anyway? All I'm here to do is paint the fence so that you don't run into it, right? I'm not telling you that you have to come to the fence, come over the fence, walk through the fence or anything. All I'm saying is there's a real opportunity for you to be whatever you want to be, accomplish whatever you want to accomplish in the same realm in which you're already living. Because if you're already making, let's just say someone wants to tell me that they're making $100,000, $200,000 a year, right? Congratulations. Great. You make a shitload of money, but there's really no reason why you should have alligator miles. And if you have that type of money, there's no reason why someone shouldn't be already asking you to come on tour with them. And someone shouldn't be already asking you to be doing features. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're making this type of money, that what you really want to do, or do you want to be an artist? Because now you have even more access when you have the money. So it's like, I'm not telling you to do or not to do. I'm telling you this. I love everyone ambition. I love everyone's dreams and goals, and I want to see you all reach them. Full potential. And we can't be afraid of things like digital marketing. We can't be afraid of things like percentages. We can't be afraid of things like budgets. I do tell y'all to run from any manager who is telling y'all that he wants money up front. I tell y'all that all the time. If you got a PR that's telling you they want money up front, that's usually good. You have to determine if you can afford it. And if you already talking to that PR, I I want to give y'all this tidbit. And Jezebel, I'm sorry, Tanya, if you could save this snippet and we can share this on the Instagram. Don't sit up there and talk to people all day long and inquire about them helping you. Then when they give you their price, inquire about their results. That is the most disrespectful thing that you guys could ever do. I'm not going to follow someone that I see making moves for artists, making strides for artists. I'm not going to be in their inbox like, check this out. Oh, I'm fire. Oh, I love to work with you. And then when they tell you the prices, it's like, well, what's going to happen for me if I pay that? Or how's that going to work for me? Or wait a minute. You've been following this person. You've been seeing the results. That's what made you reach out. Don't look lame. Don't put yourself in the loser seat by looking like a loser, because that's going to turn people off. A lot of people like to jump on Clubhouse. And I got to tell y'all, I see a lot of y'all jump on Clubhouse, playing your music, asking these people for advice, and then you don't apply it, or you don't do what they say, or you get offended. If they tell you your music is trash, if they tell you to go back and fix your mix, if they tell you that I will put a singer on it, or whatever, why not do it? What were you planning for? Because don't tell me that you was playing music in an online forum to get on, because I'm going to laugh. I'm going to that's an online advice forum. So if you're playing something there, you're asking for advice. If they tell you that's a fire record, you ain't got to do nothing else with that but put it out. Why do I have to wait 2 months to see that record out? Should have just been released. Put it out. You've gotten the advice and the confirmation you wanted. If they tell you it's a trash record, why is that record out? Didn't they tell you it was trash in the advisory board? You see what I'm saying here? People,
music is subjective.
nah, but see, the thing about it is, if I ask you for your advice, it's subjective to what you think, right? If I ask you, how is this record, Tanya? You like this record, and you be like, I ain't really feeling that record. Like, obviously, I've asked you because your opinion on music is the pinnacle of what I think music should sound like. And if you don't like it, I need to go back to the drawing board. You shouldn't then see me telling you check out my new single. It's the same record that you said you didn't like 2 months ago, right? Because then if that's the case, no longer ask what a person thinks. Get on your grind, put out your record, put your money behind it, market your music, push it, perform it, and let the music do its own thing. You don't need the pinnacles. You don't need the advice. You are the pinnacle. You are the advice. You're the belief. You're the story. But a lot of you people are hopping on sites like Clubhouse, asking for validation, and then not applying it. And then you ask yourself, why you're not getting booked for gigs? It's like, what? You coming to do that record? A lot of people get tired. Y'all don't understand that if would you watch, I know it's reruns, but usually reruns are only good years after they're no longer on the scene. And they've made a big splash, then you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't perform I perform a new set every year. Every year I perform a new set. My sets change every year. So, and like if I'm lucky, I try to change them every 6 months. I'm like, all right, on to the next project, right?
But why? Why would you?
Well, because the thing about this, right? We're in a new world where indie is the new signed, right? So if everyone is walking around saying they're indie, that's like when people was back in the day, oh my God, I got a record deal. Back in the day, like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, when you would come and tell everybody, I got a record deal. Now it's like, oh yeah, I got my record label. I got my own label now. Everybody got their own label. So at the end of the day, now you're no longer regular. You're only regular if you choose to be regular, and if you show me regularness, right? You tell me you got a label and you coming around bummy in a Honda every day looking and bumming for money and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at you like, bro, you tripping. Ain't no labels out here doing that. You feel me? Like honestly, we have like you have to be competitive. This looks, all this stuff is to be competitive with what's out there. So when you ask yourself, why am I looking like this? Why am I changing up every 6 months? Why am I changing up that? Or why am I dropping a new record? Well, because the industry is forever moving, and you're playing the industry game. So what's gonna set you to make you look serious? If you give me a new album every 4 years, that's not industry. What industry you in? You gave me a single, and in a year, I only got one single from you. What industry you in? That's like not even going to work. You look at that nigga like, nigga, you lazy as shit. You don't do a damn thing. Nigga like, I'm a rapper. Nigga, you got one song. We pushing it though. It got an alligator mouth. So I'm like, all of these things go into why you artists need to really start not just linking up with the closest digital marketer you could find, but you also need to be reaching out to PRs, publicists, things like that. Get your publications up. You need to start reaching out to people that can help you build your brand and move your numbers. Because yes, people, unfortunately, this is still just a numbers game. For all you people that keep saying, oh, the music game is just about the numbers now. Where have y'all been? Y'all do know that they've always broadcasted the first week sales. It's not just something that happened when the internet came out. They've always broadcasted units sold. The RIAA didn't just come out to say, hey, we want to just create a name. It's to keep track of your numbers. Because unfortunately, it's a numbers game. And if y'all don't understand that, y'all, it's not just a numbers game in the music industry. If you're a cashier at Walmart, if they see your line don't have any customers in it, and the next person's line got 8 customers lined through the back, they're gonna say, hey, some of y'all can come down to line 1. They expect you to be scanning too. Amazon, I hear they got a rigorous numbers game where it's like how many units you can box and tag and get ready to go. I remember when I worked at UPS, we had to do a certain amount of trucks in a certain amount of time. Numbers game. I'm pretty confident that at any job that you can think of, they're pushing you on the numbers. Yep. Sales, inventory, stock, whatever. It's all about numbers. So you guys miss me with the whole music game is all about numbers now. It's always been about numbers. That's why you like the rappers you like.
Yeah. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Listen. I want to run this seminar with you. Give me your top 3 artists. Just give me your top 3 artists. Doesn't even matter what genre.
What area?
It don't matter. I don't even care. I just want to. If I could look them up, we good.
All right. Alive or dead?
Dead or alive?
I mean, that's not fair. Okay. So.
I mean, if you want to give me alive only, that'd be cool.
All right. I'm gonna do Don Julio Manny. Lil Durk.
Mm-hmm.
And
I need one more.
Brent Fires.
Oh, nice lineup. Now, at the end of the day, I'm gonna need Don Julio check to clear. Don Julio, you need to be sending Tanya a cash app right now for that plug. And to know that he's up there with Lil Durk and Brett Fires in your book is awesome. And it kind of did put a little pin in where I was going, but I respect what you did there. I respect what you did there because 2 out of 3 still gives me enough to make my point. It's a numbers game.
that that's fine. I wanted to kind of I could have just did, you know who my favorite rappers are. So I could have did them, but I kind of
But
wanted
you
to
know what's crazy though? It's funny because you know what? When I first met Don Julio, you know what he said to me?
what.
He said, I do more numbers than all of these people in here. Let me perform.
Mm.
And you know what was crazy? As soon as he walked his tail out that DJ booth after saying such a cocky remark to me, I went to his website. And he was doing the most numbers than everyone on the web on the show. So I was like, all right, I'll let you perform. It's like whatever, that's cool. But even that is a numbers game, you know, because they understand that they know how to move it, they know how to do the magic. Don Julio is really good at pulling the magic off, promoting his album Goat album.
Yep.
Not only did my man not tell everyone he was dropping a Goat album, but everyone didn't even peep how he kept spending the time at the Patty Zoo, kept playing with goats, kept talking about goats, and it was like, yo, what's happening? Everywhere he was going, goat, you the goat, you the goat, goat, goat. And then it's like Goat album coming this Friday, and it's like, whoa, you know,
Figures.
you see an artist like that pulling up the shows with 50 people behind him just to see him perform. Now of course, I wish that Don Julio had his digital marketing game a little better,
Mhm.
but street rappers tend to not care about that part. They like to focus on what they can see. That's why they need teams behind them. So they need the people that understand the vision. I see what you got. I'm about to do what you don't want to do. Because if I pull the full circle for you, then you're gonna be gone. Astro out of this world.
Mm.
You know. So Jezebel, of course, Tanya, my bad. We're gonna break it out of me sooner or later.
It's okay. I'm
I
used
gotta take
to it.
I gotta take all of my things that say Jezebel out. I gotta take it out the phone. I gotta take everything out. But Tanya, here we go. So what you got coming up?
Well, this week we got an interview with Blizzard. This Wednesday. So
Listen, I heard that before.
yes, he performed at the We Lit DMV Showcase
Okay.
2020.
When we
Um,
doing another We Lit showcase, it's time for part 2. And Sixxcess is definitely gonna be there this time, y'all. Like I wasn't at the first one.
well, location is everything. So of course,
Location, location, location.
shout out to Beezy. Hopefully, and he said he had a location, so we're gonna check up on that. If not, I want it's about to get warm out, so of course I like the outdoors. So
Y'all know. Y'all know. I got something I'm pulling off in July for y'all. So I'm coming up there in July. We're gonna
yeah,
start putting that together.
so that's gonna be cool. Yeah. So the interview is Wednesday, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the week until next week.
Y'all make sure y'all definitely tune into that.
Mhm.
Me, I'm just getting ready for the north side. Of course, everyone down gonna be down South by Southwest next week, so that's gonna be crazy.
Mhm.
Of course, y'all know every day, Monday through Friday, Hip Hop 95. Tune in, you're hearing your boys' music played. Balls Biz Radio,
Yes.
music been played all day. Y'all keep sending y'all music in.
Yes. Live 365. You
Yep.
guys.
Y'all can send Rolling with Success some of y'all music too. Send it to Rolling with Success at Gmail. I'd like to hear some of it. Y'all keep sending it just to Boss Biz ENT, and that's great because I hear when I go on the Boss Biz radio show, and some of y'all, I'm really want to commend some of y'all for taking the time and doing what I asked y'all to do, getting in and sending in nice, clean mixes and really good music. And for the ones that keep sending in those trash mixes, I got a producer for y'all. Inbox me. I can hook y'all up with Get Richard. That's at Get Richard on Instagram. You can get y'all mixes and y'all masters right because y'all need it. Y'all need it. And I mean need it. All right. So I like listen, I know half of y'all names that y'all saying. I know those engineers, they're cool guys. I love them like brothers, but I'm trying to get y'all on some industry stuff. All right. Well, Jezebel, of course, you know that this is the worst time of the show.
We gotta go.
We gotta wrap it up.
But before we go, y'all, please make sure to hit that like button.
And subscribe button down there. Yep, yep.
Y'all already subscribed, but yeah, tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend.
And all the people that called me last week and said, "What? Y'all ain't on?"
Oh, you know what?
I love y'all. We love
I
y'all.
apologize.
That's all.
But
We didn't know y'all was looking. We now we know y'all looking. Now we got y'all.
they don't be playing even when we late. Like people be like, showtime. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm coming.
yeah.
But
So y'all
thank
over
you
there.
guys so much for coming back.
Yes.
Staying down with the team.
Hit the share button and tag me and Tanya, and we gonna be lit. And y'all help us on the last name. We're gonna have a multiple choice next week on the last name. I know if y'all not following Tanya Biz page on the Facebook, follow your boy K Ron. Follow me, K Ron. That's KAIRON. I'm the only one on there that's gonna look like me as soon as you type it in. Follow me. I'm cutting up on Facebook, talking a lot of trash. And yeah, man. At this time, they should be about to throw those ashes away, put those roaches in the ashtray, and getting ready to roll up another one. Cause I am, and we out. Peace.
Bye, y'all. See y'all next week.